Asianet Newsable's book discussions. So today the book that we'll be discussing is different from what we've discussed so far in our segment. It is my pleasure to introduce Artika Aurora Bakshi, the author of My Little Handbook of Feelings and several other children books. Artika is passionate about emotional well-being of children, and she has dedicated her work to helping kids with managing their feelings in a world that can often feel overwhelming. In her book, she provides practical tools and engaging activities designed to empower children to express their emotions healthily and constructively. So today we'll have a discussion with the author herself about the world of children. So Artika, I would want to start off by asking you what inspired you initially to write books that will be helpful for children.
Hina, thank you for having me here. I'm a parent myself, and I felt there wasn't enough. My first books, the first 4 books are Punjab, Sikh specific, and I felt there wasn't enough in the market. And what was there was not as per the way I brought up my children, the way I raised my children created awareness. So then I decided, okay, why don't I just take this forward and write something which I think can connect, children can connect with, and it encourages parent-child or adult-child interaction. So that's the whole purpose behind these books.
Right. Sometimes when you talk about children's book, we forget to understand how important emotional literacy is.
Yes.
And I'm specifically talking about how crucial this aspect is for a holistic development of a child. If you can just talk about that, how important it is for everyone to understand in this society, not just parents, but educators, teachers, everyone.
Children are very curious. And what we tend to generally do is, if they ask questions, most of us are very impatient with them. And, we will just give them a reasoning and we'll say, okay, stop, enough. This is why it is. And we don't explain. We don't realize what a child, how the child processes that kind of an answer. We all have feelings, we all have emotions. As adults, we lash out. We say what we want to say, but children don't always have enough ways to express themselves. And if they're not given the confidence that the person they are interacting with is going to treat them as an equal and listen to them, then this can cause bigger problems later on in life. We all carry a lot of baggage with us. So for that reason, I feel it is very important that anyone who interacts with children can be somebody who's even a year or 2 years older than the child they are interacting with, is sensitive to the fact that this person also has emotions, feelings, ideas, which everyone needs a safe space to talk about.
Right.
So that's the reason this book, talks about emotions and feelings.
And Artika, when you talk about safe space and sometimes in children not getting their way to express their feelings, have you also noticed all these changes in how children communicate, specifically with the rise of social media? Because they're always on social media, they're always using technology, they've lost touch of a lot of things. So whenever they feel overwhelmed, angry, they just try to communicate it with the help of social media. Do you think that it has also impacted the way they are communicating their feelings?
Yes, there is, I see technology, social media as, something that we can use to our advantage. And what I feel is if anyone, a child or an adult, uses it for their benefit, for their growth, for their development, these things can make our lives much better. And I feel, the awareness levels have gone up. There are so many books out there today that are, trying to reach out to their specific readership. We have books for children, we have young readers, we have adults. So all these books are doing the same thing. Social media handles, we have so many podcasts, so many audiobooks. So children are aware, and we shouldn't treat them as if, they don't know anything. So the moment you treat them as individuals who know everything and who are aware of what's happening in the world around them, then that interaction can be very successful.
Right. A lot of material is available in the market in terms of books pertaining to children. But, when we have children of a certain age, when they do not know how to read, how can then parents need to understand this, that they need to go through all these materials which are available in the market and effectively use them in order to support their children in expressing their feelings?
So, Hina, that's an amazing question, because the whole purpose behind my writing is for children and parents or grandparents or adults or teachers to sit with the children and read these books. So if you've noticed, the style of my books, there are longer sentences, explanations, activities, which a child cannot always do alone. Even an older sibling can do it. And that's the whole thing, whoever has bought my books has always spoken about how different they are, because they encourage discussion. I put an idea out there, and then it is the child and the adult, or the person who's reading the book to the child. Right. Then they start a separate discussion which takes it even further. So that's the way to go forward.
Right. We've talked about technology and all these distractions and how we can help children navigate their feelings and all of that. But we also have to understand that, there is material available in school curriculums as well. How can then educators integrate all these things that you speak of and you speak of in your books to ensure that there is emotional learning happening into the classrooms as well?
So, Hina, I was a teacher as well. Right. And what I generally did was, we all have a curriculum that we follow, but there is always extra time for interaction with children. Libraries, if there is a library lesson or a morals and ethics lesson, or some enrichment lesson, I think every school has those 2 extra lessons, and then extra interaction with teachers. So that's when teachers can sort of supplement their curriculum with books such as mine that are coming out, and with all the resources that are available online. Audio-visual resources are available, which teachers should be incorporating into their curriculum.
Artika, you've also moderated at many literary sessions, and you've also curated the children's segment of the first Ceylon Literary and Art Festival in Sri Lanka, where you live. Would you like to share any of the activities, because there were workshops and activities also?
Yes.
If you can share any one of the activities that parents can also do in order to help their children, you can just speak about that.
So with the Ceylon Literary and Art Festival, which the second edition is happening in January of 2025, the workshops that I conducted were about storytelling and story writing. It's not only I don't like to call them creative writing workshops, because it's like children do creative writing exercises in schools as well, and if it's an extra activity, they don't want to do something that is similar to what a curriculum includes. So these activities that I did with them were basically discussion, talking, trying to understand that there's a story all around us. Whatever you see, just be observant. And it was very interesting because there were children from all over. There were children, who are Sri Lankan. There were children who are expat children who are living in Sri Lanka. So, around them, there is a story everywhere. There is a story in your home. You pick up an heirloom in your house, something that belonged to your grandmother. There is a story behind that as well. So my technique was to try and encourage children to think, take 2 minutes of their time, sit down, just think. The more you think, the more you can express better. Same thing happens with feelings as well. If you give it a thought, you are able to express better rather than react and lash out.
Right. Artika, just my last closing question. What message would you give to people so that they consciously walk into a bookstore and pick up a children's book to understand that how important it is to know what their world looks like?
The world is a huge place. We cannot go visit every place, but it's the books that take us to these places. So I really want all the children to go to bookstores, pick up books, understand that there is so much out there which we have no access to, but by reading a book, we get transported to that world. And for parents as well, everyone wants to bond with people they love. Reading, sharing books, gifting books is a way that you bond with your family, especially with your children.
Thank you so much, Artika, for doing this interview. I think after watching this, people will understand how important it is to actually pick up this kind of material and look into it. There are unexpected things which we can find about children, their feelings. And thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Hina. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Same here.